Well, hello. We'd like to welcome everyone to another exciting adventure. Let's get real with your host and my friend, Mr. Bob Richards. Bob, how you doing today?
Hello, Michael. I'm doing great. How are things with you on this beautiful Monday morning in
Thi-
southern Utah?
Things are doing great. It is a lovely day today. The sun is shining, the birds are singing. It's wonderful. You know, on our last mini podcast, we talked about one of the things that's important when you're looking to buy or sell or relocate is you need to be prepared. And I know, Mr. Bob, you are an Eagle Scout who's always prepared. So tell us how we can be prepared as it pertains to our real estate holdings.
Can do, can do. So, yeah, being an Eagle Scout, surprisingly, well, I shouldn't say surprisingly, it's done me well over the years. It's always been on a resume, and it's just been a great experience having gone through that with the Boy Scouts. I'm sorry that the others don't have a chance to do that. Yeah, so let's get real here, Mark. Let's talk a little bit about being prepared. The reason for my podcast today and our subject is that I find where there's a number of people that I'm working with that um, are not prepared when certain life events take place. And unfortunately, they do. Accidents happen. We don't know how long we're going to be on this earth. And we want to make sure that we are passing our um, financial asset information, accounts, any sort of warranty information, any warranty deed information for housing. There's just so much to it that if somebody doesn't have that information, let's say a surviving spouse or family member, it really makes it super difficult to know where to go and who to talk to and where's the safety deposit box key and which bank is it at, and it's
Yeah.
just a lot of things that are going on that way.
Yeah. Um, I think in addition to also to being prepared with that kind of stuff is we need to make sure that all of our financial assets are in order and protected, such as setting up like an estate plan or a
Mhm.
trust, a living trust, a will, or something like that. I know those are all really important. Do you have some experience of working with people who have done that and who haven't done that?
Very true, and it is a process. It's a very different process when there's a will or a trust that's involved, and if there isn't one involved, you go to probate. Then what? What does that all mean? What does that all entail? And the surviving family, I think, sometimes get, I won't say gypped, but they don't get a chance to mourn because they're so
Yeah.
worried about these finances and where and what and who to call and who handles this and that and the other, even who's the life insurance through if there is such a thing. So there's just such an important preparedness to have in place that you just have to have ready when these events happen, because even though the individual has passed away, life goes on, and there's things that you have to be aware of that down the road could have an impact on taxes. It could impact
Yeah.
inheritance. It could impact um, the trust itself, its validity, and the directions of who the trustee is, the director of the trust. Oh man, Michael, it just goes on and on and on.
Yeah. I think I mentioned last time that one of my clients is a estate planning and trust attorney
Mhm.
in St. George. His name is Aaron Stringer. It's over at Redcliffe Legal. We talked about this just the other day, and I think it's timely that you and I are talking about this because you're both saying the same things. So many people think, well, I have a will. Well, that's not good enough. And what's the difference between a living will and an estate plan and a trust? And if you don't have all these things covered, and even though you're gone, the folks left behind are not, and they could be in big trouble. That just
Oh,
opens a can of worms.
it does. And then you look at the family itself and the dynamics of the family and say, okay, who's going to feel left out? Who's going to feel like that they didn't get their fair share, if you will? And there's always seems to be somebody in the family that tends to be a little bit more towards the aggressive side and the handout, saying, hey, where's mine? And while others are family members are just like, you know what, let's get along here. We're siblings. We've known each other for our lives. We've grown up together. let's settle this as it should be. But if there's no direction on how it should be settled, then it's really subject to interpretation. That leads to lawsuits, that leads to litigation, that leads to potential mediation, arbitration. It just gets to be a big can of worms.
Yeah, it can be a total mess.
Oh,
The other thing that I remember hearing, and I know that you'll agree with me, is that a lot of people will set up a trust and they think, I'm covered, I've set up my trust, but they forget to fund it. Oh, was I supposed to put my house in the trust?
yep.
You know, have you seen that ever happen in your 30 years of
Oh
experience?
my gosh, yes. And I shake my head. I'm just thinking, why? I mean, this is a moving target. Your trust is, and it changes, and assets come in and assets go out, and who's updating that? Who's updating that trust? It's not your attorney. You're supposed to be doing
Right.
the make sure it's all valid, and then take it to the attorney to make it official, where things are signed, notarized, dated, in effect, and obviously above board, but just from a standpoint of making sure that everything is as it should be, where it is currently, and then do it again in another 5, 7, 8 years.
Yeah.
Because again, life happens. There's just always change.
Yeah, you never know. One of the other things that changes is the law. It
Oh,
doesn't hurt to have it checked out every 2 or 3 years because the laws change. And if you're not an attorney, you're just kind of hanging out and your trust is in a shoebox in the closet. You
yep,
don't know, oh, this law has been changed. So this little provision in the trust is no longer in force. What? Yeah. So
yeah.
get it, just have somebody look at it every 2, 3, 4 years.
And it's so simple, but especially if you do it once you get the first one done, everything is all on the table. There's no secrets. There's no, oh, I've got something in the Grand Cayman, or, it's just, it all has to be on the table, and make sure that everybody understands that where your files are, where your trust is, where your accounts are with, and phone numbers and locations and and contact people, because again, on the receiving end, if they don't know who you are, then they've got to find somebody that's going to be able to help you. If you've already got somebody in play, then they just call that individual directly, and things get moved along much faster.
Good advice, Mr. Bob. So, if somebody has some questions that I know you can help them with, what's the best way for them to get a hold of you?
Thank you. So I'm over at Berkshire Hathaway Real Estate. We're in downtown St. George on the Boulevard and Main Street. Best way to be reached, Michael, is my cell phone. It's 435-703-8824. It spells out 435-703 Utah, so that's pretty easy. Bob at Buy Utah, that's BUYUTAH.com is my email. And of course, buyutah.com is my website.
That is it. And we want to remind everybody that you, Mr. Bob Richards, have a full blown podcast called Let's Get Real, which is available on YouTube and on your website. And for the last, 3 years, you've got an archive of all kinds of great information.
Mhm.
So I want to encourage everybody to go out there, um, watch, listen, subscribe, and share to your Let's Get Real podcast. Bob, thank you so much.
Thanks, Michael.
We'll see you guys again next time with another mini podcast of Let's Get Real.